We do have 9 o'clock, and we are officially in recess. I call our meeting to order at this time to continue our agenda titled from the previous meeting, adoption of the 2021 Schedule of Values, present use and values section. Mr. Jones, you're up.
Good morning. I want to thank everyone for reaching out to me in the last week to go over some of the questions you had. I think those meetings were very good, very thorough. All the questions that were presented were the questions I would ask if I had been in your seat. So thanks for taking your time out of your day to do that. I do have the PowerPoint available if we have any particular slide you want to view this morning, any additional questions. And if not, we can entertain a motion to look into improving the schedules. Any comments?
I'd like to thank you very much for the time that you took, Charlie and I, to go over this information. Is very helpful. Sorry that we didn't do it sooner, but we just had a lot on our plates, and this is a big elephant to kind of bite into. I'm really satisfied with the presentation that you gave to us and the information, the data. It's much more understandable. So as a commissioner, if somebody asks me, I've got some working knowledge as to how these evaluations are done. And my concern is, at this point, if there are things that need to be addressed by citizens, that their voices are heard, if there's adjustments that really need to be made because there was an error made, because there's no perfect system, that I feel really confident that you guys will be very open to working with the public on, especially specialty items that are, not the normal cookie cutter type residential stuff where there's, where there's lands or farms or stuff like that will have a better mechanism for people to address issues of concern. So with that being said, I'm very fine, and I would move that we would accept the schedule of values as presented.
Other comments?
If we could consider that in 2 separate motions as we discussed before.
Well, I do have those 2 here. I would say, again, not only thank you to you and your staff, because you're always willing, you're always open door. Time is not a factor when we have questions. And on the other hand, I appreciate the new commissioners that haven't had this experience before. Commend them for taking the time to go to you and your staff and to be able to answer public questions, which are, they're pretty tough to answer. And this is a very complex situation, but we do it every 8 years. So you're the expert in the room. And again, we appreciate your efforts to keep us and the public informed. And by passage of these 2 motions, it does sort of set the framework for staff to move forward with the process and get this done. So any other commissioner comments?
I'd just like to say thank you again also for your time in explaining, going over all the questions we had. So thank you very much for that. Thank you, Russ.
I appreciate the comments. Of course, we have a great staff backing up the tax office. As we discussed in all the meetings, it is a mass appraisal system, and mass meaning that you don't have a lot of details on those specialty properties. So when someone comes to us and says, I have photos of the interior of my house, it's terrible, and y'all overlooked that, we're able to make those adjustments. The best appeal is when a taxpayer comes with good information. The worst appeal is when a taxpayer comes in and says, nothing's changed, my value went up, it must be wrong. So if we can help the taxpayers come prepared, and we try our best to explain to them that it's not about if you can afford to pay it or how much it went up, it's about whether the value is correct. So I think that theme, if that's carried forward, will be very helpful in keeping the number of appeals down and have it to a level that the Board of Equalization Review is not overwhelmed. And that's our goal at this point, is to make sure the taxpayers understand it's a fair system, understand it's required by law, and understand we're going to make adjustments where needed.
Any other comments? If not, then we'll have one motion for the adoption of the 2021 Schedule of Values, excluding present use value section, and in quote parentheses pages 26, 27. We'll do that motion first.
Mr. Chair, I make a motion.
Motion. Any discussion? Motion and say no discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None. Motion carried. Second motion is to adopt the Schedule of Values, present use value section, pages 26 and 27. Do we have a motion to that effect?
So moved.
Have a motion, any discussion? Motion, no discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None, motion carried.
Thank you for your support.
Thank you. So, are we going to recess?
You may take a brief recess. As you know, we're planning to do Employee Service Awards at 9:45. So you can recess this and we'll pick back up at that time unless there's other
Okay.
business to be discussed.
Do we need a motion on that, Brenda? To
Motion
recess?
to recess.
Now,
All right.
brief recess will be fine.
Just
Yeah.
recess until 9:45. Thank you. All right. Quick and easy. Thank you.